Hello, Luxies. Welcome back to the Luxury Live Show. Right beside me are two beautiful ladies. Of course, you guys already know my partner, Kat L, on the far right. And our special guest today is Clara.
Hey,
I don't
hi
know if you guys
everyone.
remember Clara. Her channel is Clara Zila, by the way, which is linked in the description. You can find her at ampersand and then click on that and find her channel. So she's actually our longtime friend, but also she was for a long time, especially at the beginning of our luxury live show, she was our moderator and she was an awesome moderator. Anyway, she's been busy, but today she's back with us and she has a special reveal from Hermès, and she's going to share with us her story, how she got it, and we'll ask her questions in between. And of course, you guys too, you guys are welcome to ask us questions in the live chat about her experience, about whatever you guys want to ask. So I just want to remind everyone, and I'm going to put it on the screen, that if you have any questions for us, it is very important for you to put a bunch of question marks in front of your question. Just type it out, because otherwise it's very, very hard for us to spot it. But anyway, with all the introductions out of the way, Clara, you have well, I guess it's not an unboxing, but I guess you have a reveal for us.
As I totally can't believe it. So should we do this? Shall I show you what I got first? So I've already unboxed it because obviously I wanted to use it a bit so I could share a bit on my thoughts on the bag and things like that. So
let's see it.
Do we need to wait for more people to come online before we do this, or?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to maybe enlarge you. Let me see if I can do that. There, I think. Yeah, there we go.
Okay, sorry about the messy background.
No, it's nice.
Yeah, so yeah, if you're hello to everyone again. So I've been a moderator on this channel for a while. So you guys, if you haven't liked both either Amy or Kat's channel, you should really do that now. Like the live. Let's see. I have 50 people, 5 people on, and I see there's only like 4 likes. Should we?
See, I told you she was our moderator.
She was
really good.
Give it up, people. Give it up. Hello.
So, does anyone have any guesses on what I got? Or do people really already know? Any guesses?
Yes, I want you guys to put it in the live chat. What did you think got? There's a Quota bag. I already said that on the title. So there's 3 types of bags that are like real Quota bags, right? So they could be either a Kelly, it could be either a Birkin or a Constance. Ooh.
That tells me nothing.
I see the all the guesses coming in. Joyce is saying it's a mini Lindy. Luan is saying Kelly. Birkin 30. Birkin 25. Oh, lots of Birkin 30.
Got a Constance.
Kelly.
A lot of Birkin 30s.
Someone thinks that, oh, Dora thinks that you got a Constance. All good guesses. I guess because the dust bag was a little on the smaller side.
Is it? Is it a little on the smaller side?
Well, it's not super small, but it is not like too big. It's not too big.
Yeah.
Yeah, more Constances, more Birkin 25.
Are you still really only seeing 4 likes?
You guys are good.
Let me check the likes.
I only see 4.
Oh no, it's 20 now. 20.
It's 20 now? Okay, come on, you guys.
Good job, guys.
You know, these girls like put so much effort into doing these videos. So yeah, actually the real topic here is the bag. It's not really me. So it's Amy, Kat, and the bag.
No, it is.
So
it is your bag too, but yeah, we definitely all want to see your bag. And
Boring.
And by the way, guys, if you guys don't already know, Clara has not even unboxed or revealed this on her own channel yet. So you guys are seeing it firsthand here.
Yeah, so I decided that I didn't want to show it on my channel yet, and it's not on my Instagram. So I'm just looking here. Still a lot of guesses for Birkin 25, Constance 18, Birkin 30. Actually, there's a lot of Birkin 30s.
Mm-hmm.
There's like Birkin 30 in brown color.
Birkin 28, is that a size that's offered?
I don't know. I don't
think so.
I'm
sure.
not aware. Maybe it's a typo. Maybe she meant 25. Birkin 20. Actually, there's two Birkin. Yeah, so.
Okay, let's see it.
Drum roll.
Okay, so this is the first bag.
Oh, what a tease.
So this is one of the charms that I got before I got the bag. Yeah, so this was the visit before I got the bag. Anyway, it is a charm and it's super squishy.
I love it. I don't want to buy any more bag charms, but I'll make an exception for that one.
Yeah, this one's really soft. It's like a Swift, super, super soft to the touch. I highly recommend this, but okay.
I'll comment on the charm after I see it on the bag because I have no idea how it looks like on the bag. You haven't seen the bag yet? So
it's not a constant. Oh, it still could be a constant. It could be a strap. No, it's not a constant. Actually, I know. It's the rest that doesn't know.
Cat and
it
Amy
can be a Kelly. I see one
That's
handle.
True. That's true.
Any guesses on the color?
Oh,
That's true. The color is important too.
We got browns.
Do you think Clara got like a bright color or a neutral? Oh, there's tons of Kelly coming in. Kelly guesses.
Kellys, a lot of Kellys. Oh, all the Kellys are coming in now. Anybody's Kelly 25, Kelly 28.
Oh, blue color. Brown like the charm.
Actually, the charm is orange. So it's like the Hermès orange.
Neutral colored.
I wonder if she meant like the little piece of leather that's hanging.
Gold.
That's interesting. There's like a lot of Kellys.
Yeah.
Gold. Ta-da!
There's two handles.
Joyce is like, can't fast forward on the.
So there's two handles. So
it's just the size now.
Yeah, what size, what color?
Just the saying, I think you're hiding the second handle, and yes, you're right.
Actually, I didn't realize it. So yeah, okay.
Clara, I did not know you were such a tease. I thought you were gonna be like, here you go.
I don't know.
No, on
okay,
her
so there's a lot of gold and orange.
Orange.
Gold 25, Maria says.
Oh, hi, Maria, the
Hermès
real
calculator.
Hermès expert. She's really good. If you have any real Hermès questions, you should ask her because I'm just a beginner. All right.
But we all have our own experiences, right?
Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Do it. I bet everybody who is watching, everybody's head is like this close to the screen.
I know.
It's like this. Come on.
I bet you
Over there now.
the webcam is knocked out.
All right, this is a little difficult
Nice.
to remove from.
It would be so funny if suddenly we lost connection. Everybody like, what?
I know. By the way, guys, if we ever do lose connection, just wait because we'll come back. We won't go anywhere. Sometimes, connections can be
Tricky.
You know, with the internet, it can go off sometimes. But just stay here, and then we'll be back. Just for the future. Wow, what
So that's
color
the dust
is
bag.
this?
Shall we
That's
talk
the
about the dust bag?
Yes, we only still see the dust bag.
All right.
Let's see it. Oh, wow.
Take the cover off.
Take the cover off.
All right. Let's take the cover off.
It's okay. Take your time. Nice. So definitely a neutral color.
We've got taupe, we've got grays, we've got taupe gold. Okay, so it's not gold.
Mhm.
Okay. Yay! Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congrats, Clara. We'll let you do the introduction of the actual bag, the color, size, all
Okay.
that.
So thank you for everybody's patience, and a lot of you were correct in that it is a Birkin, but not a Birkin 30. So for my first bag, this is actually a Birkin 25. It is in a color that is very similar to a tube, but it's called Beige de Weimar. I'm probably saying that wrong. Probably Amy needs to correct me because my French is so bad. And it is in the palladium hardware, and the leather is called a new leather called the Veau Jonathan. So the Veau Jonathan is similar to Swift, but it's actually a little bit more rigid than Swift. So it has the really soft feeling of Swift, but it's not as soft. So it's a bit more. So yeah,
It
so
definitely has more of a smooth texture.
Yes, it's
compared
like a
to-
very smooth, soft texture. Like I just can't stop between this and the charm. I just can't stop touching it. I'm just like, like
I told
I
you,
just like-
Swift is so buttery. Swift is
it's
like
so buttery, and it is a new leather. It came out in 2019, and I believe this color is also new. So the only colors that I've seen the Veau Jonathan come out is in black, gold, beige de Weimar. I think I saw a red on Instagram, but there aren't too many colors this leather comes in, because apparently only certain colors go with certain leathers, and because it is a newer leather, this is in beige de Weimar. But like, yeah, I can't believe it. I really can't believe it. But yeah, I'm really happy to share the unboxing here, and happy to take questions on my journey, because I never really talked about my journey, because it was just very unexpected and it happened really fast. Yeah.
Okay, me first. I've got a question.
Go.
What made you decide to start your journey?
Okay, so I think a lot of you know that I am a huge fan of Chanel, and Amy is a huge fan. I mean, I think Amy and I are just like, oh my goodness, like Chanel, like I'm totally a Chanel girl.
She is,
couple of
by the way.
things. Yeah, I am totally a Chanel girl, because I buy everything from Chanel, like everything from jewelry to ready to wear bags, everything. So I am a really big Chanel fan. And one of the reasons why I decided to switch over was, first of all, due to all the recent price increases. So if a lot of you have been following Amy and Kat's channel, there have been so many price increases, and a lot of them are between 30 to 40%. So, I mean, fortunately for me, I do already have a lot of the classics, but having said that, I still shop at Chanel because their bags are very cool, they're very trendy, and I really like the style, similar to Amy. Another thing that really bothered me was that I was having a lot of quality issues on the Chanel bags that have come out in recent seasons. So I don't talk a lot about it on my channel. I do sometimes talk about it on the pros and cons, but because of, like, last year, I think I picked up around 3 or 4 bags, and they all had different issues with them. Some of them I had to take back. Some of them I just kind of accepted because I really love the bag. So because the quality issues and the ongoing price increases, if you really look at the price of a Chanel bag, you are getting really, really close to the price of Hermès. So at the back of my mind, I was like, okay, price increase, fine, but is the quality going up? And it's not. And thirdly, it's getting really close to Hermès pricing. And so I thought I might as well, try out Hermès, because I don't know about you guys, but I'm really sick of the price increases and the deteriorating quality. I love the brand. I still, go there and I look around, but due to these reasons, that's what kind of like pushed me over into the Hermès realm, although I never thought I would ever get into the Hermès realm. Sorry, long answer.
But a good one.
No,
Thank
that's
you.
an excellent answer. It makes a lot of sense because, I mean, especially if you have had a lot of issues and you had to bring it in and fix it. So far, I haven't had any issues, but then most of my bags are from previous years, and the newest bags I got was the 19, right? So, and plus this year I haven't really been able to use all of my bags, so I haven't encountered anything. But I can totally understand the prices have gone up so fast and so much. It's like 2 bags, you can almost get an Hermès bag, right? Or 1.5 if you get a classic. Actually, no.
Yeah, a classic.
A jumbo is
actually.
Yeah. A jumbo is 11,000, and the Birkin is just a little bit more than that.
Right.
That Birkin, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, we know there's you have to get to the point where it gets offered to you, which is, Clara, I want to ask, so when did you start your journey? And tell us about it.
The whole
What
thing.
did you do?
Okay, so my journey started. So I actually did quite a bit of research, thanks to a lot of YouTube videos online. So, with the press form and whatnot. And so I was kind of prepared to go into the store and start my journey. So I started my journey on October 28th, and today is November the 28th in Hong Kong. So I actually was able to get this within a month. So some of you guys may be wondering what happened. And in case you guys don't know, I'm based in Hong Kong. So I went in on October the 28th, and from reading a lot of the press forum and YouTube, it seems like, everybody, there's like a game and everybody's journey is totally different. So you may have a different experience or whatnot, but Hong Kong is a very competitive market, and usually they're pretty upfront, not totally upfront, but you see a lot in forums that, you need to build your quota. And in general, the quota ranges anywhere from 1-to-1 or 1.5-to-1, 2-to-1, etc. And it depends on which bag you want, which color you want, and the size you want, and if it's a neutral. So if it's a neutral, I believe the website was saying that most people's experiences was about 1.5 or 2-to-1. So I went in thinking, well, I'm a Chanel girl. I don't really have that much to buy from Hermès, right? So let's just get it over with, right? So I went into the store on the first day, and actually I already knew which SA I was going to meet with, which is a separate topic, but I had been to the Hermès store before just to buy like small things like, I don't know, like Bastias and coin purses and things like that. So I already knew who I would be going to. And I picked a location that was close to my workplace because I knew that, if I had to build my quota, it had to be convenient. So I went in there, and I already knew that I had read quite often that to go for the kind of like high commission rate items. So it's like fine jewelry or clothing. So because I'm also a lover of jewelry, if some of you have been watching my channel, I pretty much knew what I was going for. And I went straight to the fine jewelry section thinking, let's just get this over with. I'm just going to buy one piece and then get my bag. Okay. So, it was just kind of like, I'm a Chanel girl. I don't, Hermes stuff is like a bit elderly. I don't like, yeah. So first visit I went in, I picked, and I'm revealing more stuff on here, my CDC gold bracelet. It's in the rose gold. And there are a couple of versions. There are ones that are fully gold. And then there are ones that have like 2 diamond pyramids. And there's one that's just like decked out diamonds. And honestly, I'm not going to buy one decked out diamonds, right? But the thinking was I buy my jewelry, I get offered the bag, and then I just leave. Okay. So so I got the bracelet, and then as soon as I paid for it, I asked her, can I have a Birkin or a Kelly? So, okay. So, being like new to this, just based on what I've been seeing online, a lot of places, they say that as soon as you buy jewelry, you get offered, right? But I didn't get offered. And she said to me, well, we want to make sure you're like a regular customer and you're buying regularly. We want to see loyalty and that you're not just buying a one-off, taking the bag and leaving, because we want you to be a long-term loyal customer. So mistake number 1 is never do this on like, the first time that you ask for a bag. So anyways, so I took this, and then it's approximately a 1-to-1 because this bracelet is slightly below the price of my Birkin 25. So little disappointed, and I laughed. And then I texted her, and then I said, I want to look at ready to wear next week, because I know ready to wear is also one of those like really high commission, easy to get, right? And I thought, I'll just pick up something that will put me slightly above 1-to-1. So I went and I looked at their clothes, and you know what? Surprisingly, not everything was ugly. There were some things that were, your very traditional Hermes look, but I was really surprised. There were actually some pretty interesting fashion forward stuff, which was really new to me. And she was saying that it's slightly, Hermes is trying to look younger and be fresher. And the designer has a background from Celine and Maison Margiela. So if you know some of those labels, they're a bit more fresh. So the second time I went in, I originally was going to pick up a coat. But, to be honest, like it's so hot, like this is Hong Kong, right? Like what am I going to do with a cashmere coat? But the cashmere is really, really nice. So instead, I picked up this cashmere shawl. Bunch of reveals.
Let me switch you again. Oops, sorry.
So this cashmere shawl, it has leather on the sides, and it also has leather piping along the back. And yeah, it's like I can use this a bit more because it's Asia, right? So yeah, so I would just wear it like this, and it's something I can wear like until like I'm 80. And if I gain 20 pounds from COVID, this will still fit, right? So then I got this.
For the office too.
Yeah, and it's good for the office, right? So I got this. It's really warm. So I've been trying to wear this, but it's actually quite warm, so it needs to get a bit colder. So then I said to her,
where's my bag?
Yeah, where's my bag? I spent on the bracelet and the ready to wear. Where's my bag, right? And then she said, "Oh, okay, I'll try hard for you," and blah blah blah. And then so I was like, "Okay, fine." And then so I thought, okay, I'm not going to drop any more like major amounts of money, but I still have to come in and remind her, was my kind of thought. So I said, I want to look at shoes next week, because I actually need a pair of new sneakers, because the Gucci sneakers I have, they're really old. They're like 5-6 year old. And so I said, oh, okay, can you find me, I went online and I took a picture of some of the white sneakers. So I said, I'll come in next week. So then I came in a third time. So the third time I went in, she showed me a pair of sneakers, but they weren't what I wanted. They had like croc backs, so they were like really expensive. So instead, I looked at some other stuff, and thanks to Kat and a couple other people, they kind of told me, "Oh, why don't you look at the lipsticks?" So okay, like I'm already at like 1.2, 1.3. I'm like, I don't want to drop any more money. I thought, what if she's like playing me? What if I'm dropping all this money I don't get offered, right? So whether it's for COVID reasons or maybe, like at Chanel, it's just like either you get the bag or you don't. At Hermès, you don't know if you're going to get the bag or if they have the bag at the back and they just don't want to give it to you. Anyways, so the following one, I got a lipstick, and this is the Poppy lip gloss. I also picked up these earrings, which I wasn't originally intending to pick up, but seriously, these are cheaper than Chanel costume earrings. So I was like, they're classic, that's fine. So this is actually considered fine jewelry, and it's the H rose gold studs. So, this is the equivalent of like Chanel costume jewelry. So I was like, oh, okay, that's okay. And then what else? Yeah, and I also picked up, let me just check my list here. That time I did pick up quite a few things. I picked up the orange charm that she showed me. And then I also picked up one more item because it seemed like she was trying to push me towards a certain spending to be able to get into the range of getting the bag I wanted, because I wanted a neutral. And so the final item that I picked up was like a fleece jacket. So and that's okay because like, which is this one. So it's like a fleece jacket. So, and it's expensive for what it is, a fleece jacket, but it's definitely, the price point is a lot cheaper than what you would pay at like a Chanel or LV's, which was quite surprising because they do have some very expensive clothing. But, the cashmere is very high quality. The cotton is very high quality. And the clothing is actually cheaper than some of the other more well-known brands like LV and Chanel. So I think that that time, because I did buy different products from different departments and it was, diverse. So my understanding is that they need to write a report to the manager to explain that they know you. Also, I didn't really get to know her until that visit that I bought those 4 items because we started talking about our backgrounds, and some of I'm from Vancouver, same place as Amy, and she started talking about how she was also familiar with the place, and so we had a really good conversation on that. And I think one of the important things is that you're really memorable because they have so many clients, and if they have to like fight for a bag, they need to remember you, especially if you want a popular bag like a Birkin 25 in a neutral color. I'm sure like there are a lot of people fighting for this bag. So then like, when she showed me the bag charm, it was kind of funny, this bag charm. I was like, okay, I'll take it. And then I'm like, but I have nothing to hang it on. Like, and I was like wearing my like canvas tote bag with the Hello Kitty on it. And she was like, just put it on your tote bag. And I was like, okay, right? So I took it home and I put it on my tote bag and I took a picture and I said, oh, it's really cute, right? And then I asked her again, I'd still like a Birkin 25 or even the Mini Lindy. And then about a week later, she texted me and she said, oh, I have a Birkin 25 for you, but it's in a brown color. And then I thought, brown? I'm like, I'm not sure. And I was texting Kat. I was like, oh, I don't, I'm not a really brown person, but, I said, I'll go in and take a look. And that was the time that she offered me the Birkin 25. And so that whole kind of like dance took about 3 weeks. So some people say it was really fast. Some people are saying it's really fast. I don't know if it's considered really fast, but yeah. 3 weeks. And then, you know, I had the whole thing where they bring you into a room, they show you the bag, and then they ask you, do you want it or not? And yeah, I mean, I was texting Kat the whole time because I was like, should I take it? Should I not take it? Because there's just so many questions in my mind about the color and the leather, etc. So yeah, so that's a bit, sorry, I'm like being very long-winded. So that's a bit kind of like the journey. So I spent about 1.5 before I got the Birkin 25 in a neutral. I suspect that if I had asked for a colored bag or a different size, it could have been a lot easier. But I do know the Birkin 25 is very popular, especially in a neutral color. And I didn't want to go for a color bag for my first bag. So yeah.
Wow. Thank you.
So, so you were saying brown color, you're not a brown color person. When, at which point did you maybe tell her what you wanted exactly, and what did you want exactly? Instead, you got this.
Yeah, so every time I met with her, I said I wanted a neutral color. And because, you know, it's like very different from Chanel. Like Chanel, you can ask, like, you know, for a lot of us, we will already know what colors are available through personal shoppers. And then you can ask the SA for it. And if they have it, they'll give it to you. But with like Hermès, it's like a total mystery. Like they probably have them in some back, like every color of the rainbow in the storeroom. And you know, depending on the availability and what they want to offer you, you know, or maybe they only give certain bags to certain people, you don't know. So people always say to leave it wide, but I didn't want it so wide that I wouldn't get like a neutral color. So I said, you know, just neutral colors. And I said preferably with a gray tone. I did mention gray tone because even when she said to me, it's brown, and then I kind of said, well, I kind of prefer gray tone, she's just said, like, come in and take a look at it. So I think you need to generally give them some guidance on what colors so that they can go and look for you. But, you know, even like, you know, at Chanel, you know, a lot of the hot bags, like you have to kind of, like SAs have to fight for it, right? So I imagine like even Hermès, there's probably some system where the SAs have to like fight for it, get managed. And it's even more complicated because they need to get manager approval to give you the bag you want. So it's not even like the SA fighting for it. It even needs like manager approval. So I think the wider the range you give them, the better. But I was open to any neutral color. So I was waiting for something like a grayish or gold or black. I was like pretty open, but like when she said brown, I was like, but you know, it ended up being a nice brown color. Yeah.
By the way,
Yeah, because
Isabel
it
is
does-
here.
Yay!
Isabel.
Hi, Isabel.
Yeah, we have to thank. Have you watched? If you all haven't watched Isabel's 40-minute, or was it maybe 39 minutes video on her Hermès experience? Watch it. It's incredible.
It is incredible. And oh my goodness, like the week before I got my Birkin, I was so stressed because I felt like I had like spent so much money and I didn't know when and how I was going to get a bag. And so her video kind of helped to calm me down. So I highly recommend like going to watch her video because it helped me a lot too.
Thanks for saying that, because I'm at the top of the comments because I don't want to lose the questions. So I don't know who's showing up. But hi, Isabel. But, okay, Clara, my next question for you. If you were to redo it again, would you do the same thing? Do you regret anything, or do you? What would you change? And I guess ultimately, are you happy with this bag? Because you got offered something slightly different, right?
Yeah. Okay. So what would I change? So definitely please don't do what I did, which was stupid, to like make a big purchase and ask for a bag straight away, because I think they try to avoid that because they're concerned there could be personal shoppers or there could be resellers that are just trying to get the bag to go, you know, sell in the resale market. So they want to get to know you and know that you're buying the bag for yourself and that you appreciate the brand and that you actually like things other than the bag. So if I had to do this again, I probably I still think I would have done it in a short period of time for my first bag because they have so many clients. You need to be memorable to them. So if you don't see them for a long time, they might forget you. So instead of doing like, boom, like first purchase, I would maybe just start off with a couple of, less inexpensive items, but I wouldn't space it out too long. And then eventually I think, don't buy anything you don't like. Please don't buy anything you don't like. But I still would have gone the route of doing the jewelry and clothes because it helps you build it up faster and it makes it more memorable. Like if you're not into the like clothes, then don't do it. I know some people do it with like the shoes or the shawls or the twillies, which is personally, that's fine, but it might take you longer. So maybe I would have done like shoes and shawls and smaller items on like the first 2 visits, and then on the 3rd visit I probably would have done the fine jewelry, and then I would have asked for it because it shows you're loyal to the brand and that you appreciate the brand as a whole and not just the bag, right? A lot of us ultimately just really want the bag, right? But you need to show that you appreciate the brand, and I do now because I've shopped all the other departments. I have a different opinion of Hermès versus the first time where I would just like went in like, like a stupid person and just like, got the bracelet thinking I could get the bag. So if I had to do it again, I would do it over 3 times. But it's, I think I still would have done the same purchases, but I probably would have started off small and then on the 3rd one did something big. But I wouldn't space it out over a long time because I had the discussion with Isabel, and I think hers took longer, and we were talking about it, and she was also saying that if you do it over a short space of time, you're a bit more memorable. So other than the short space of time, you need to find SA you click with, because they got to fight for the bag for you. If they don't like you, they're not gonna fight for the bag for you. So yeah, I that's the only thing I would change. But other than that, I think I kind of ticked off all the boxes, and I was prepared to spend at least 1-to-1. So be prepared for that if you're going to do it over a short space of time. So regarding the color, so when they first showed me this bag, I didn't know how to react. Okay, so this is like a neutral color, and yeah, this is a neutral color, but it's not totally brown because I'm not a brown person. It's in between a beige and a brown. And the way they described it to me, because I was ready to take like an taupe or an tan or something like that, she said it's in between an taupe and an tan. And then I was like, okay, that's acceptable. So something else I also did that day, which I also recommend that you do if you're getting offered a bag, is that I wore colors of clothes that I usually wear to go out. So I was wearing a pastel, like similar to this color, pink shirt. I was wearing a navy blue skirt. And I was also wearing a tweed jacket that had a lot of patterns and colors in it. And I put the bag up against my outfit. And I also put the bag up against other accessories and twillies to see if the color matches all the different colors that I tend to wear. And it seemed like it matched all the colors and it looked quite good. So, it's not a pop color that I would absolutely love. Like I'm a pink person, maybe like getting a pink bag would put me like over the moon. But like I know like from I think Amy and Kat know that from experience, colors, they're pretty, but, they don't always work out. So it's always really safe to do a neutral, especially for a first bag. So knowing this was a very safe neutral bag, and I also texted Kat. I was like, I don't know if I should take this color. Should I take it or not? And Kat was like, take it. If you won't take it, I'll have it.
Yeah, you don't want it. If you don't want it, give it to me.
Yeah, exactly. And so at the end of the day, and then I wasn't sure about the leather because I had gone there thinking I'd get offered a Togo, and I didn't know about the Jonathan leather. So Isabel also has Jonathan leather, but I didn't remember that. I just see unboxings on Jonathan. I was like, is this gonna scratch? Is it okay? But luckily, Kat has a Swift toolbox, and when I met her in Singapore, like it was like in pretty pristine condition, and I know she kind of throws it, like she doesn't like abuse it, but she does throw it around, like she does use it, and it looks really good. So given this is like a newer leather and it's a bit more rigid, I felt confident that this bag would be okay for the leather. And because it was between a taupe and a tan, I was confident that, you know, it would go with all my clothes and everything. And I knew it would be a safe color. So I'm very happy with it. And as time has moved on, I've learned a couple of things. First of all, I'm happy I don't have a color that everyone else has. It's a little bit more unique. I mean, taupe and tan are gorgeous colors, and I would definitely taken it in a heartbeat, but I feel like I have something a little different. And also the leather, I really realized I actually really love this leather more than the Togo. It's lighter, and you know, it's just such a pleasure to like touch, you know. And I mean, I can't smush this like Kat's like puffer bag, you know. I'm tempted to do that, but like it's just so luxurious, you
Just
know.
look at the smile. She's like, you're beaming.
Yeah, like the type of luxuriousness of this leather you cannot get from like 2 Chanel bags, for sure. For sure. I have a lot of Chanel bags, including lambskin, over the years. It's just, yeah, it's just really nice. So overall, I'm really happy. Maybe next bag I could consider a pop of color, but for first bag, definitely I'm happy with it, and I'm pretty confident that this color will go with everything, and you know, I'll be able to wear this color until like I'm 80 without any problems. Yeah, but yeah, let me know what you think of this color. It's called Beige de Weimar. Is it your thing or not? It's kind of like a brown with a hint of gray underneath. Yeah.
From how I see it on from the, I guess because it's webcam, right? It looks like a grayish color, which is like a perfect neutral, to be honest.
Perfect.
Yeah, I love it. Actually, would you like to take some question from the audience?
I think there's
Joyce is asking if you can put your arm through it, because I guess it's a 25, right? Use it on the crook of your arm.
Yeah, so I have a really funny story about this, because the first day I used this, I was texting Kat. Actually, Kat texted me. I can't remember if we were talking about the bag or something, and it was really funny. So I was on my way to work, and I was carrying this bag on one side, and I was holding my phone on the other side, right? So Kat's texting me, and then I was kind of like, because, you know, like this is like a big phone, so because I can't text on one hand, and because this is holding the bag, I had to do this. So then I thought, okay, I'm just gonna put it through my arm, right? So I go to put it through my arm, and lo and behold, nobody really talks about this, okay? It's like my watch is on here. So if I have my phone and I want to move this up my arm, and say I have a watch, or if I have like a CDC bracelet, you know, which is why I recommend getting a Twilly, because can you imagine the CDC bracelet like scratching the handle? Anyways, so I had to like really adjust it. So it goes up to about here on me, but I have small wrists. Okay. So I was like texting Kat, and then I was picking up my morning coffee, and then I was like, oh, what am I gonna do? I ran out of hands, right? So I told Kat, I'm sorry, I gotta pick up my coffee, so I gotta put away my phone because I won't have a hand for my coffee. So, you know, I had the whole kind of like jiggle, 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 and then I had to put my phone in my bag. And then I picked up my coffee, and then I was like this on the way to the office. And if someone honestly texted me, I would not respond, because my hands are full, and like, what if I spill my coffee on my bag? So nobody really talks about this, but once you have this bag, you do lose an arm. Yeah. Is it worth losing an arm for the B25? It's okay, but like, you know, like you should do it on days that you feel light about it. There are ways of getting around that, which we can talk about later. But to answer Joyce's question, yes, you can, but you know, it is, you know, this is as far as it goes. And, you know, if you're wearing like bracelets and things like that, you know, it could be a bit cumbersome, a little. Like this is a bit flatter, so it's better. But if you're like wearing an Apple Watch, you know, you know, you need to like put some effort to pull it over. Yeah.
Yeah, especially if you like winter coats here, you can't even do that.
Yeah.
Actually, Maria is asking you after the experience, I mean, of luxury leather and craftsmanship from Hermès, how do you feel about moving to Hermès now?
Oh, okay. So, okay, there are two things. You know, the first thing that comes to mind is, you know, when you're buying an Hermès bag, unless you're getting it from France or you're getting it from Japan, you need to build quota. So if you're going for the bag, you're not actually paying, you know, the $10,000 or $11,000 for your bag. You're actually paying like at least that or more, depending on the color and the type of color. So you're paying actually a lot of money for the bag. And because it's so expensive, I have to like, you know, I don't have money growing off my shoulders. I had to save for this bag. I have a full-time job and, you know, I have to put money aside and things like that. So I went in prepared to spend, but, you know, I don't plan on making these like really big expenditures all the time because it's a very big expense. So because it's so expensive, I have totally, you know, cut down my spending on other brands, including Chanel, for quality reasons and also because it's just so expensive to get the bag. But in terms of the craftsmanship, for what you're paying, you're definitely getting very top quality. And you know what, you know, I don't mind paying whatever it is for like an LV bag or some of the other bags that like are a bit cheaper. But if I'm going to be paying close to Chanel classic pricing, I'm not going to consider it anymore. And you know, I do believe that, you know, I'm paying more, but I'm, you know, when I got this bag, it was perfect. It was perfect. Okay, maybe it's my first bag, or maybe I'm just like still like twinkle in my eyes and I'm blinded by, you know, like my first love and kind of things when everything looks perfect. But you know, when I buy a Chanel bag, I have to check so many things. Okay, how many of you go to the store like Coco handle? You know, does the flap crease properly? Is it like straight? Is the stitching coming out? You know, like when I get a Chanel bag, I have to check so many things. But with a Birkin bag, it's like literally perfect, and this is the way it should be. So it really has really you know, I already knew it would be something nice, but you know, it's even nicer than what I expected. But would I be buying a lot? Probably no, just because it's like so expensive. So it's something you really need to save for. But definitely the craftsmanship and the leathers, they are excellent. I'm not too fond of the game, but you know, you get a really, really, really high quality bag. Yeah.
Are you now converted? Like, are you saying goodbye to Chanel and Prada and LV? You're on that. I mean, you're on the train, right? You're on the Hermès train. You're starting. You got your bag. So, are you gonna sit on that train?
Yeah, so I'm on that train for a couple of reasons. First of all, because I have limited funds. Okay, so if I'm going to be set on getting one bag per year from Hermès, just to say, I might there might be a further unboxing at the end of the video, but but if I'm set on like getting one quota bag from Hermès a year, max two, it's like a lot of money. So I really need to plan and save for it. So which means I can't put so much money towards Chanel. But having said that, because of all the price increases, because of the deteriorating quality, that has really pushed me towards Hermès, because like I was at Chanel last couple of weeks, and every time I see something, I think the first thing that comes to mind, for what I spend on this, I could put this towards the quota for my bag. you know, it's no longer, oh, I really like it, I'll get it. But like the thought becomes, oh, I could use this money towards the quota of the bag. You know, it's kind of like a different mentality. I still see things I really like at Chanel, but I mean, for the past 6 months, every time I've gone into Chanel, I've just been, not, too happy with some of their new bags, because maybe the quality is not as much as expected. The leather, maybe is not as nice, or the stitching is off, or if some of you have noticed, like a lot of the chains are thinner, and the prices have gone up 30% every time. And that's fine if you're going to give me better materials, but no. So Chanel is a bit kind of cut off. I might still get 1 or 2 more iconic pieces as a fashion item, but I'm always thinking I could put, how much of that can I use to put towards, like, I mean, like even the fine jewelry, same price as the costume. So if you want to go in this Hermès journey, I would say do it earlier, unless you're really after something you really want at Chanel. LV, I think I will still shop at. Obviously, I did not every bag I will like, but because the price point I think is still kind of reasonable. It had, as in, there's still quite a big gap between an Hermès and a LV bag, and the style is different. I would still consider, but for a Chanel bag, I would definitely think twice. Yeah.
Good. Yeah, we got quite a lot of questions.
Actually, my question for you, and then this is the next question, but my question for you is, so you mentioned about losing a hand. So how often do you actually use your Birkin 25? Because if I were you, I would try to get as much use as I can, because it's so expensive. And of course, you're in this like, twilight zone too. You're so in love with it.
So,
so yeah, how often do you use it? Do you use it to go to work? Do you use it every day? Do you?
Yeah. So, being a new bag, I wanted to use it as soon as possible. Nearly dropped it. So I wanted to use it as soon as possible. So like I said, on the first day that Kat texted me, I already used the bag and I used it for work. The capacity is actually really good. So it fits most of what I want for work. So I have already started using it. Having said that, because it is a one handle bag, I would only take it on days that I feel that I don't need to carry too much stuff, and also, on days that I feel like I can protect it. So I work in Hong Kong and I take the train to work. I have no fancy chauffeur to take me to work. Okay. So I just use my 2 legs to get to work. And because the train is so crowded, something I've started to do is, because I am also a little self-conscious, and it's like, oh, I don't want anybody to scratch my bag or hit my bag on the train. What I've started to do is I have a grocery recycle bag. And if there are places I feel that are crowded, I will put it in the recycle bag, and then I will put it over my shoulder and use the recycle bag as a shoulder bag to protect the bag. And then when I back in a spot where I feel it's either safer or where, I don't feel like people are rubbing against me, then I will take off the grocery bag, tie it up, put it inside, and then carry the bag like this. I wouldn't really call this a work bag because, you're losing one hand, so to speak. But, there are ways around that where you can put it in another bigger bag, or like a Longchamp bag, and then carry it over your shoulder. But something to note is that it does have some weight. So even if you did put it in a different bag, it does get heavy to put over your shoulder. So I wouldn't really call this a work bag unless you don't have to take much to work. But because I really do want to get a lot of use out of it, I have been taking it to work. But at the same time, I've been trying to find ways to protect it so that it doesn't get, accidentally scratched or whatever it is on the way. Yeah.
I was looking for this picture. I have this one old Instagram picture of that of that marketing bag that I put my Birkin in. That's what you did, didn't you?
Yes, I did. Because when I came out of the train station, there were so people like just like banging into me and rubbing into me. And, like the first day I didn't bring a bag, I was like holding it like a football, holding it like a child. I was like,
Get away from me.
yeah, like get away from my bag. But like, a Birkin 30 is bigger, so I think it would be even harder to like hold it close to your body. Whereas this, I can carry it like a baby. So it's like I hold it like this or under. But like still, like if it's really crowded, then now I would just take out like what Kat did and put it in the bag. Actually, I learned that tip from her. And also if it rains, I can use it to protect the bag. Yeah.
Nice. I actually do that to my bags too. Don't know if you guys remember. Yeah. It's okay. Christina wants to know, she's new to Hermès and she's eyeing the Kelly Sturdy 25. What color would you recommend? Leaning towards a taupe, but nice to have a color. Oh, these are hard questions. How do you decide for someone else?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe Kat, do you want to answer that? You also have a Birkin 30.
I think what you did, Clara, to go with a neutral color for your first bag is honestly the right move. Because from my experience, I had a Kelly, even though mine was from the resale market, I had the Kelly, I forgot the name, but it was a red color, like rouge tomato, or it wasn't that color, but it was another capucine color. And honestly, it was a mistake, I think, because it was too bright and too, not something that was suitable for me. So I think going with a neutral color, you really get your money's worth because you'll be able to use it more often, and it's not so. It won't clash with a lot of your things as well. So what you did, I think, is definitely the right move. Go neutral first, and then your next bag or bags, even your next bag, it doesn't necessarily you need to go for color, because I think we always get this idea, get for the colors and everything. But if it doesn't suit your wardrobe, it doesn't suit your own confidence to carry it, you end up not carrying it. And that's what happened to me. So if you want taupe, Christine, aim for it. Don't get swayed by get a green, get a all those yummy colors, unless your wardrobe and lifestyle suits it.
Yeah, I think.
No, go ahead.
I think a way to also know if you want to go for a taupe or not is maybe to go in and look at their SLGs, and wear some clothes that you usually wear to see if, the SLGs go with your clothing, if you're close enough to the shop. But yeah, I'll let Amy speak too. But a taupe is not for everyone, I've also heard. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great advice. I also wanted to just echo Kat. It's like, it's the confidence of wearing colors, because there are people who will only buy colors. But I feel like just the fact that you're asking this question, you probably already answered yourself that you should probably lean towards neutral more. Not only is it a safer choice, but from Kat's experience, right, it's just more practical. You'll end up using it more. And I think for me personally, I do have a couple of colored bags, but I have to say my black ones are the ones that I use all the time. And the colored ones are fun. I use them, but not all the time. So do you want your Kelly to be a bag that you want to reach for so much, or just like an occasional bag? That's what you also have to ask yourself. But great question. Okay, Shanna, she wants to know if your essay lets you know how to clean your cashmere shawl because of the leather piping. I was wondering the same thing myself.
Yeah, actually, that's a good question.
So actually, that's why I picked black, because I think there's a brown version of it. So I don't plan to clean this a lot, and because I wear it over other clothes, I don't expect it to stain or get sweat marks or anything like that. It's probably dry clean, but I don't plan on dry cleaning it too often. but it would definitely be specialist dry clean. But again, because it's black, I'm not too worried about it. And the reason why they have the piping is, which is really interesting. If any of you have the Chanel jacket, there's like a chain along the bottom, so it makes the jacket fall and drape nicely. So the leather on this has the same function. So I'm unable to show you because, like, you know, the frame is too small. But the way this shawl drops, once you put it on, you don't have to fidget with you. It just goes into position without, adjusting. It just drapes really beautifully because the design of the leather is in a weight that makes it drape in a certain way. So it's actually a bit technical, the way they made the leather, which makes it really interesting because the leather on the back and along the sides of it makes it fall a certain way so that, I just like sling it on without thought and it drapes really nicely. So I'm pretty sure the dry cleaners might charge me my other arm and leg, but I don't plan to dry clean it too often just because it's black and, I'm not going to be wearing it to any places where I might get it dirty, and it's not too close to the body that it would unless I spilled something on it or something like that.
Yeah, and even if you did spill something, if you can spot clean it yourself, I would just do that because I mentioned it. I think was it on Cat's Live? It was just last week. I said the way I wash my wool sweaters is I only wash it once a year. Well, okay, no, I should correct myself. I only dry clean it once a year, like at the end of the season. But throughout the while I'm wearing it during the season, you don't have to wash it every time you wear your sweater because wool is antibacterial in itself. So unless you are sweating profusely inside or unless you got something stained on it, then yeah, you can just spot clean. But yeah, usually also with wool items, you're already wearing some other type of clothing underneath too, right? It's not directly onto your skin, so the chances are you can just wash it at the end of the season, and it's perfectly fine that way. Did you end up spending 1.5? I think that's what you said, right?
Yeah, it was approximately 1.5, which was what I expected for a neutral bag in Hong Kong, just because it's very competitive. Yeah, it's about 1.5.
Oh, this is a good question. What would you have done if you weren't offered a bag after all?
That's a part of the agony. So I, after that last visit where I bought, the charm and the fleece, and I didn't plan to go in anymore. And if I was going to go in again, I would have just gotten like another lipstick or something like that to remind her. I wasn't planning on spending too much more because at that point it's just like a little ridiculous. So that's what I would have done. But luckily, and this is why it's really important that you get along with the SA and that they'll fight for you. I did get offered the bag as soon as I kind of hit that 1.5 mark for a neutral. She did tell me it wasn't easy to get. Few reasons being it's a very hot bag. It's COVID, so there's less stock, and the neutrals are always in very high demand, and there are a lot of very rich people in Hong Kong, right? So being the average working girl, you're also competing with people who are just like buying a lot. So, and there's some, you would think, oh, okay, maybe people already have the neutrals, all those really rich people, but there's some people who only buy neutrals. So you're fighting up against all the other SAs and all their clients in the store. So if I wasn't offered the bag, I think I would have, gone in and maybe get more lippies. I was planning to get like a cup or a plate, but not like straight away, maybe like in 2-3 weeks time, just to remind her. But, it's very important you find an SA that you can click with, so that you have confidence that they will try to help you out.
Did you find that your SA, was she quite chatty, or was she just like, how much time do you spend every time you go there? I'm just curious for
Yes,
myself. I
yeah.
guess.
So the essay, picking an essay was a bit tricky. You know, you have to go there a couple of times before you find someone you really like. To be honest, the essay I really liked was the one that I got my Lindy 26 last Christmas from. That was like a walk-in bag. I paid nothing for it. Like I just got offered on the spot, but that essay had moved to another store and I couldn't find her. So this essay, what I noticed about her in my first kind of previous interactions when I was buying things like Oran sandals and Twillies was that, you know, she looked really hardworking. And when I asked for something, right, she took like a lot of effort. Like I was looking for a pink Bastia and she just didn't give up. Like she just kept looking and looking. And so the impression to me was that this person is very hardworking. So there's some other people I met, they, you know, just didn't click or whatever. And a key that I also liked about her is that she had been with the store for more than a decade. So, you know, there's a lot of chats about, you know, people losing their SA due to turnover and things like that. And then you have to start your quota all over again. So some people say as long as you stay with the same store, it's fine. But some people say, you know, once your SA goes, you have to restart it. There's like a lot of different stories. But knowing she had been there for more than a decade, it sounded like she was pretty stable there. So I stuck with her, being that, first of all, she'd be more stable. So my quota is kind of a bit more secure, nothing's guaranteed. And also knowing that you'd worked there for more than a decade, you know the system well enough to know how to get me a bag if there was a bag. You know, there's the other end of it where, you know, she could, you know, totally like be playing me. That's quite possible. I don't think she did. But, you know, yeah. So, you know, picking the essay is very important.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Are you planning to pursue another handbag? If you guys stay tuned till the end, maybe Clara will unbox something else.
Yeah, so the crazy thing is I got offered a second item. So if you stay until the end, I will I've already unboxed it, but you know, I put it back in the box, so I'll do like a fake unboxing. I don't know what you call it, a second unboxing with you guys. But I already have the Kelly. I have the Kelly. Oh no, not the Kelly. I already have the Lindy. Sorry about that. I have the Lindy 26. I got that last Christmas on Christmas Eve without a quota, so I already have a Lindy 26. For my next bag, it probably won't be so soon, although I do have another bag because I need to save up for it and I need to strategize for it. And because I already know the essay and she knows me, I'm comfortable to pace it out more because I know she remembers me. So instead of doing like a lot within a short period of time, I probably space it out month by month. And when I kind of hit that kind of 1-to-1 ratio, then I probably start reminding her again. So for my next bag, it's going to take at least another 6 or 7 months. But probably my next bag, I'm kind of debating. I do want the mini Lindy because it works for my lifestyle and given the kind of environment we're in, I really want that. But she was telling me the supply is really low, and I don't doubt that because other stores have given me the same feedback that they haven't seen a mini Lindy since last March. Kelly, I would also consider as a second bag, but because I already had my first bag, I want to use the time to enjoy it and, you know, get some use out of it. So I'm not in a hurry to get the next bag, although yeah, I do have a second one to show you towards the end. Remind me, because like, you know, we might forget and then the live like just
Will continue to be continued next week.
Yeah, that's true. So Kobe girl, it looks like MK already answered you, and the answer is yes, Hermès will repair it. And I think Maria told us too that you have lifetime warranty at Hermès, right? As long as you didn't alter it or get it repaired from another party outside of Hermès, as far as I understood from all the live chats before. Oh, we are at the end of the questions. Okay, so maybe Kat and I can ask Clara some questions. So I guess my question is more for me too, because you said to space it out, but not too far away. Would you say like once a week and going to visiting your essay is a good spacing out, or should it be longer than that? Should it be 2 weeks? What does it matter?
I think it depends how you feel your first or second session went. You know, the first or second session when I met with the essay, we didn't really talk too much. It was like really like down to business. Like I want this, and then like she'd bring out a bunch of stuff, and then it felt very transactional the first 2 times. So I didn't feel that I was memorable. I would say that if you're memorable and and Vancouver is more of I feel people are friendlier and they're a bit more chatty and they might remember you, then maybe you could space it out a bit more. But for your first bag, I think not to space it out too much because they have a lot of clients. They might not remember you. So, once you've kind of accumulated, you could get it, at less than 1-to-1 ratio. But I would say be prepared to spend that over a period of like say 2-3 months. And then I would say just go in as often as you want, and then pick up one thing and say I'm consider something else. Like there could be a pair of shoes you want, certain twilly, they may or may not have stock, or a plate, or they might have to order it in. So I would say like at most like 2 to 3 weeks, the most, like the first time. I mean, I did mine really fast, like within 3 weeks. But it was because, I was like, already gotten the bracelet first. So I was kind of like, where's my bag, So I think not to space it out too much, because it seems like for people who space it out too much, they just might not remember you. And, you kind of show, that you really want the bag and that you're committed to reaching your quota to get the bag. But I mean, it's different for everyone. You might meet an essay who's like really nice. But if you feel they can remember you, they're very chatty, and you think that they'll help you, I think you space it out over a bit of time, but not too long to the point that they just forget you, because they just have customers coming in all the time. And I'm sure it's competitive, just like Chanel is competitive. Yeah. So after your first bag, when they remember you, then I think you can space it out a bit more, because I think it's easier. In my mind, I think I already got like offered my second thing, and it came a lot easier.
Okay, so Joyce has this question which I was about to ask you. So you mentioned orans and twillies while meeting your essay. Was this before your bracelet? Are there other first purchases then?
Yeah,
I knew that you bought the Lindy, but did you buy it at the same store? And also, would they know of all your previous purchases from other stores, say within Hong Kong? Would they know that? Would they account that as your purchase history?
So the rule of thumb is try to stay same store, same essay. Because I think loyalty is like a very important word. I mean, even with Chanel, I try to stick to the same essay. But at Hermès, I think they take loyalty quite seriously. So if you're going to build your quota, once you've decided who you're going to build it with, I would stick to the same essay, the same store. So the Lindy that I got last year was from a different store. That was a total fluke. And I got that from a different store. The orans and the twillies I had gotten, in March. So it was, so I didn't see her until like end October. And at that time, I wasn't buying them for the sake of building quota. So when I got my bracelet from her and I said, where's my bag? Like naively. And she said, well, you need to show kind of like your loyalty and that, you appreciate the brand. And then I was kind of like, well, I bought some orans and twillies from you. And then she looked through her iPhone or whatever that, and she goes, oh, you haven't been back for a while. It was in March. So hint, hint, got to come more regularly. And then so it's kind of like COVID and blah blah blah. And So, yeah. So same store, same SA, and I would say, I don't know if the screen has paused. That
We can still hear you, but yeah, it's choppy a little bit.
okay, it's choppy. So and then yeah, try to be consistent and not from too long ago. But she doesn't remember I shopped with her in March. So that would have been more than 8 months ago. So definitely you need to go back often enough that they kind of remember you.
Looks like we lost Clara, but I'm sure she'll join us back.
She'll join us back.
Yeah, because that's the thing with
I
I'll
realized
I'll add her back when she comes back, because I can see when she comes back. Yeah, we completely lost her now. But yeah, I'm sure she'll join back. If she can get her connection to work.
I'm gonna
again.
ask her. So now that she's bought like a variety of things, so she's got shoes, she's got jewelry, she's got ready to wear, she's got a shawl. I'm just splitting them. So I'm gonna ask her of everything, what is her, like, you know, if she were to prioritize it.
She's back. You can ask her now.
Yeah, you're asking about the prioritization of shoes and whatever, whatnot.
More like
going forward or from the beginning?
No, I mean in terms of everything you've bought, in terms of what you think is worth buying. Like you actually, after having it, the ready to wear, the shawl, the jewelry, the shoes, what do you think is, I actually think this is worth buying, even though you're actually buying it for your quota?
Okay, I'm quite impressed by their cashmere. So if you live in like say North America or in colder climates, I definitely think that some of their cashmere ready to wear is really nice, and you'd be surprised. It's not that expensive, like relative to, you know, a lot of other places like high-end luxury that are selling at like jackets or like sweaters. Their cashmere is really nice. So I have the shawl. So I've only like looked at their kind of fall winter stuff. I haven't shopped their summer stuff, but I've heard that stuff goes on sale. So sometimes it could be a good time to go during the sale. So that I really liked. I really like their cashmere kind of like twilly shawls. Those are really nice. I don't recommend like getting like millions of them, but having one or two nice ones that go with all of your clothes, those are really good. I did end up buying a pair of sneakers recently, and the leather is super soft, like next level kind of like very, very soft. So I recommend, and you know, if you wear sneakers, I think a lot of us do, I do recommend the sneakers. Oran sandals, I know Kat loves them. I'm okay with them, but I think it depends on your feet. Some people love them, some people hate them. The jewelry is okay. It's okay. So like this, you know, I would have paid same price for costume jewelry. They go with everything. So I think this was okay. There's certain jewelry pieces that I quite like, and some of them are cheaper, some of them more expensive. That's very subjective. So pick like classic items and items that you really like. So the CDC bracelet, it's all right. I mean, there's some people who rave about this bracelet, but I was telling Kat I prefer my Justin Clue actually, but I don't mind having this because I do wear it, and sometimes if you don't dip into fine jewelry, it's gonna be hard to, you know, reach your quota based on just shoes, right? So yeah, so those are some of the things that you know, ties, some of the menswear stuff like in cashmere is also really nice. The plates look really nice, but again, it's going to take a lot of plates and mugs to get you where they are. I've heard the blankets are really nice, but you know, I don't need a cashmere blanket in Hong Kong. It's just too hot. So those are the types of things I think are really nice, but to really get you to where you want to get to, I think you really do need to buy 1 or 2 items that have a high commission rate to get you to where you need to go to get your item. So, but don't buy anything you don't want. Pick items that you like, and the range of the price of the ready to wear and the jewelry does vary. So, pick the items you like in a price range that you can accept.
Her connection is a little weak.
I think I'm gonna ask her if her hubby is playing computer games. Tell him to get off the computer games and take. We need the internet.
Actually, yeah, my husband often plays his game too online when I'm live streaming, or just when he's at home, which is now. But so far, looks like my connection is still okay. We haven't had any disconnection yet. Let me put the next question on the screen while we wait for her to come back. What would you girls buy for your next Hermès bag? Let's say if you already have the Birkin, Kelly, and Lindy. Wow. What do you think, Kat and Clara?
I'll take the Constance.
Yes. Agree.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely consider the Constance. Provided my phone fits. If it doesn't fit, forget it. Phones are getting bigger, Your
phone is huge, okay? I don't look at the size of that. It's like
I feel I really like your bag too, Kat. If I needed a bigger bag, I really like your toolbox actually. It's interesting, and I don't really know if any other house has anything quite like that.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah, true. I think the 26 is a very big size, so I don't recommend. Actually, I don't personally recommend a 26 unless you like big bags and unless you need the space. But if money wasn't an issue, I don't mind getting another toolbox, but in the size 20 because that is so cute, so cute.
I like that you can open it quite wide. You see everything. Unlike the Speedy where you kind of it's like I can't see you, like whatever you're looking for. I love this feedback from Maria. She always has the best feedback, but it's not showing on the screen right now. What? Oh, there. It's just delayed. The key is to really understand the brand and purchase according to your taste and wear the items to boutique to represent the brand, and then see if they will offer you a bag.
Oh, good tip. Good tip.
I love her insight.
I think they also want to make sure that you're not buying the items as a reseller, because they're always a little conscious of that too. So if you're using the items, they know you haven't been buying them to resell the bag. Yeah.
Right. I don't know how the reselling works. Resellers, I don't know how they do it, but don't know their secrets.
This is actually a really good question from Connie. Really good. I'm going to ask this to, I was talking to Clara about this as well, but never mind. Ask the question first.
Why not just buy from a reseller to save stress and bulk purchase through higher prices? Like instead of building your quota. And I think Clara is frozen again. Oh my gosh.
Actually, I kind of like this picture. I'm going to take a photo of her.
Yeah, we're going to leave it here till she comes back.
This is something that when Clara when she was on her journey, like I think she was maybe in the 2nd or 3rd week, and she messaged me gossiping about Clara before she joins back in. She said, I'm so stressed. Oh my gosh, am I gonna get offered? Oh my god. And I can understand her stress, which is exactly what this is, this question, right? The stress of not being able to buy, and where's the bag? I've spent so much money. And Clara, who's back, was stressed. And then what happened? We got offered. And what was that feeling of getting offered?
Oh my gosh. It was so stressful. you hear about people waiting 5-6 months. I don't know how it happens. I was so stressed. I was like going through forums. I was going through, YouTube videos. But when it's an experience, I would say, to get offered at the bag. It's different to, build up, build up the excitement to get the bag and get the store experience versus going to a reseller where it's like, here's your bag, right? Give me the money, right? So I have one comment about resellers, because I mean, when I got my Lindy 26, it was quite interesting because I was able to get it without the quota. So strangely enough, I had actually originally decided to get it from a reputable reseller at the time for slightly cheaper. And I just happened to pass by Hermès, and I was just lucky to get the same bag from the store. So automatically I bought it from the store instead of the reseller. The thing about getting it from a reseller is that you never really know 100% for sure if it's authentic. Like for me, so I always buy from the shop. There's nothing, I'm sure they're authentic resellers, but at the back of my mind, if I had bought it from the reseller, I would always be like, like, I don't know if it's truly authentic. And even the Lindy, it's not a cheap bag, right? I might have saved 10K, a lot of aggravation, to be honest. But, at the back of the mind, I would be carrying this bag constantly wondering, is this real? Because there's just so many fakes out there. But, I mean, I'm not against resellers because, if I'm not using a bag, I appreciate there's like other people who will like love it again. But, it isn't, so I don't think there's like a perfect solution. There's a give take, but I think it's always worth going for the actual store experience because it's very different from a reseller experience. But yes, you do pay a lot more. And for the reseller, you actually have to pay more for the bag. So net, you might end up paying same amount.
I think our connection is really, really
It's iffy today. It's
unstable
iffy.
today. But Shanna is kind of in along the same line. I was told by some YouTubers that if you only get 1 or 2 bags from Hermès, it is better to buy from reseller. What do you
I think it's the experience. I think it's the experience. Like, my Birkin and my Lindy, my Birkin and my toolbox is from the resale market. And yes, it's exciting to still get the bag because you're paying so much money. But there is something really, I know it's so cheesy to use this word, but almost like magical, which is what I'm trying to say for Clara, to be offered the bag at the store. Sure, it's the game, right? It's the whole game of making you spend more money. But when you work hard for something, work hard in a way, right? Work hard for something and you wait for something, when it actually comes, it feels so much more different. So that's how I see it. Like, that's how I see if I were to be buying it from the store. Financially, if you can afford it, of course, I think there's nothing wrong. And what Clara said about buying only things that you want is worth doing. But if you don't like the brand and you just want the bag, then of course, it's actually cheaper. It's actually more economical to get it from the resellers. But the resellers really charge you an arm and a leg for the same bag. So say you want to get a Birkin 25 in Verg, Jonathan, in Beige de Weimer. In the resale market, a B25 in Singapore dollars is almost 22 to 23,000 Singapore dollars. The bag is like maybe less than 60% of that. So you're paying easily 8,000-9,000 premium to the reseller. Why don't you take that 8,000-9,000 and buy something that you might actually like from the store? Yeah. So it saves you a lot of heartache, sure, but you're paying 8,000-9,000 for nothing.
I think there's two ways to look at this too, Shanna. I feel like, yeah, like Kat said, why not just build your quota with that extra premium that you would have had to pay anyway? Sure, it's very stressful, but I guess it's also a journey. Like the stress, I think anything worth fighting for is stressful in life. Anything that you have been proud of, that you have achieved in life, is worth the stress.
Yep.
Of course, the stress is terrible when you're going through it, or it's very, maybe you sleep about it or whatnot. But I feel like in life, anything that is worth getting or achieving is worth the stress. So in a way, you suffer, but there's this huge reward at the end, and you're so proud of yourself. So there's that. And the other way of looking at this, I guess, is if you don't care about the whole experience, the whole journey, you don't want to wait, yeah, buy from a reseller, buy from a reputable seller, and make sure that you get authenticated, of course, and all is good as well. I feel like there's no wrong answer, honestly. They're both great ways to get your bags. How about if you already have the big three, B, K, C, will you also buy the big three in a different color or different colors? Duplicates.
Oh man, actually, I would make an exception for the B in terms of duplicates, but I don't think I'll go more than 2 duplicates. Like I would like, okay, what I want, like for me, my dream, because I already have a B30 in gold palladium. I actually want a B25. I don't mind the color, of course, but if possible, I would like to get in gold hardware in a neutral color. But that's about it. I don't think I'll get another B30 in red or all. No, I can't afford it. But yeah, I don't mind. But for K and C, I think 1 would be enough. I like the B. I like the top handle bag. What about you? Oh,
Clara's back.
Clara's back.
I'll answer it too, I guess, but I don't have any. So I'm just basing it on what I think. I would definitely get in more colors if it's really a color that I love. But it's kind of like play it by ear type of situation, because it might not make sense financially to keep playing that game, you know what I mean? Like, yes, of course, you have to appreciate the brand in order to even get offered one, and you still have to buy things that you love, which, I mean, I love the bag enough that I will learn to appreciate everything else along the way and the whole experience and the whole journey. But is it really, am I really gonna keep doing it for more colors? I'm not so sure. I'll play it by ear, but I would love to. Like, you know, I love my reds, I love my fuchsias. Yeah, so it's maybe.
Maybe.
How do you feel about this, Clara? Would you get, if you already have those 3, Birkin, Kelly, Constance, let's say the 3 that in the color size that you want, would you keep on going and buy more of those big 3 in different colors?
It's like asking if I'll get like more SLG type of questions in different colors. My preference is not to get too many colors, which is why I started off with neutrals. I'm financially limited, and if there is a really, really beautiful color that I'm really after, and after using the original bags, I find that I can get my cost per wear out of them really well, I would consider it, because I think there are always a lot of beautiful colors in every brand. And I do like Hermès, but I'm trying not to repeat too many bags, because I think we've all experienced doing repeat bags in different brands, and sometimes I know it's different because it's Hermès, different size and function and whatnot, but I prefer not to do too many duplicates if I can avoid it. Yeah.
Yeah. I always feel like when I have a duplicate, I always still use the first one that I buy the most. Unless the first one that I bought was not exactly the one that I wanted. So usually I gravitate towards that one color or that one size. And then the other one is like sometimes I'll wear it. So yeah, it really just depends on if it makes sense financially at that point, which is why I said play by ear. You were gonna say, Kat?
Oh no, I was just looking through the comments and I'm just scrolling down and I see a lot of people saying, "Oh, I don't want to play the game." And it's about, why don't I just buy if you're just buying one bag, get it from from the resale market. Actually, I do agree. But there was this comment. I don't know if Isabel is still here because I watched her video, her 39-minute and 40-second video end to end, and I watched it because it's very interesting, and she shared her lessons. I think it was 10 lessons that she's learned. And one of the things that she said is to actually don't how do you say, don't be so focused on the bag. Like obviously that's what we want, but if you take all of that aside and you just buy things that you want, actually if you're just it's sort of like if you're just exploring the Chanel brand, you want to take a little bit of everything. And if you have that mindset that it's not just I'm buying for the bag, it could be a very different experience. Like when I went and buy my Oran sandals early this year for my birthday, I wasn't going to go like, oh, I'm going to buy the Oran sandals and I'm going to start my journey. I didn't have that mindset, and I actually went in to the Hermès store and I was looking at their lipsticks. I was like, okay, I want to take a look at the lipstick. I didn't even knew that the lipsticks were part of the quota. You know what I mean? It sets a different tone of why you're buying the item. I was there because I love makeup and Hermès has makeup. Let's go and check out some lipsticks. And I went in there, I got the lipsticks, and then I was like, oh, actually, you know what? Maybe I'll try the shoes. But there was no, how do you say, like there was no light at the end of the tunnel at that point when I was buying it. I'm like, okay, we're going to buy 3 lipsticks equals $400. We're going to buy 1 pair of shoes. I wasn't thinking of that. So when I went in, I was just buying what I wanted. And it was pleasant. It was pleasant. So what Isabel said in her video, I took a little reflection and said, yeah, it was pleasant. But of course, if it helps to my quota, why not? But I can honestly tell you that time I wasn't thinking of that. So yeah, all of us want the bag, I think, because we are in this, we all love handbags. But it was interesting in that perspective. So yeah, Isabel, thank you. Because you sort of like set my brain a bit. I was like, yeah, actually, I just wanted the shoes. I didn't want anything else. I didn't ask the girl whether I wanted a bag. I just said, give me the Oran sandals, gold, 37.5, give it to me.
Okay, for the love of bags, I was offered the Constance and the Lindy Mini and passed. I really hope it didn't ruin my chances of getting the Birkin. I felt very comfortable telling my sales associate no. What do you guys think? Does that hinder your chances the next time? What do you think?
I'm not experienced enough to know, but this is how I see it. You need to build quota for that one bag and you blow it on a bag that you don't like, you got to rebuild that quota again. I think it's better just to say no because, then you got to save up again to go actually get the thing you want. So it's almost like the same advice where, if you're wanting to buy a Chanel handbag and then you kind of go get something else instead in place of it, you're eventually going to go and buy the Chanel classic or whatever it is you want. So it's better just to get what you want. And, I think it's okay to politely refuse, because I'm sure they get refused all the time. And, if nobody refused, everybody would be carrying an ugly handbag, right? So, well, none of them are really ugly, but, you wouldn't get the bag that, you really want unless you have a lot of money to spend to be able to get that other bag you want. Yeah.
By the way, we are 15 minutes to the end, almost less than 15 minutes. Are we going to do another surprise sharing? Let us know in the comments section if you want to see Clara share her other orange box. Actually, we
Yeah,
should bribe
show us through
people.
the likes as well.
Yeah. No like, no box. And you're liking on Amy's channel, yeah. So come on, pop it up,
And then
people.
rewatch the last week's if you missed it, and then go like that video. let's tease them with the box.
How many likes are
Let me check.
there right now?
The ASMR, you can do some ASMR through the mic.
I can't see how many likes there are.
Oh, the cat is
160
checking out.
people. How many likes are there? I only see
Let me
like
just
4. I
check.
don't think my screen has refreshed.
I think you have to refresh it. Yeah.
Okay, let me just check. There's 160 people watching, and only 60 likes. Just you guys are a tough crowd. Like
You
tough.
haven't reached the Hermès quota. Not even half.
Not even half. It's got to be 1 to 1.
Clara, is the Birkin 25 heavy? I think you said that your leather is not that heavy.
Yeah, so I believe the Togo leather is heavier type of leather. So mine is the Jonathan Bow, which is a lighter leather than the Togo. I don't find it necessarily heavy. However, if you say put it in your Longchamp bag and your grocery bag, you will feel the weight of it because it is a full leather bag. It does have some weight, but I find the Birkin 25 not heavy. Like for me, I don't know, what is it comparable to? I don't
Is
know
it
how
comparable to your classic flat medium?
I would say it's somewhere in between the medium and the large, something like that.
So between the
In
medium
between.
and the jumbo.
Yeah. But keep in mind, because it's not a shoulder bag and you're hand carrying it,
Yeah.
it's a lot lighter to hand carry than doing it over your shoulder.
Maybe when you have a chance, like not today, when you have a chance in the future, because I know you have a nice little scale, you can also weigh it for us.
Yeah, I have a tiny kitchen scale that I can, give it some load.
Gorgeous. The more I look at it, okay, did you the more you look at it, like are you more in love with it? Because you were saying that it's not really the color you wanted, right? Because you wanted a taupe and you wanted something like black or neutral, but you got something that's brown. Brown.
It's not brown.
It doesn't look brown to me,
it's
though.
Beige de Weimar, which is in between a taupe and a tan, right? So you get the best of both worlds. So yeah, it's definitely growing more and more on me. And every time I wear it, I always take selfies in the elevator and things like that. And it matches really nicely. It's one of those colors that grows on you over time. Same with a taupe. It's not one of those colors you take out and you're like, bam, wow. But it's like one of those things that you appreciate over more and more over time. So yeah, I'm really happy with the color.
Okay, so we're at 66 likes. We're almost reaching the quota. The quota is like 100. Quota is 100. It's quite small.
Yeah.
It's an interesting box size.
Oh, actually, I put another question. Is the Jonathan leather, is it slouchier and more prone to creases than Togo or Clémence? Do you think?
I think it would be more prone to slouching than the Togo and the Clémence. So people have described it as being something in between the Swift and the box. In between that, the nice thing about the bag is that although the front is a Jonathan, the back of the bag or the lining of the bag is in chev. So I believe it's like a goat skin. So it's slightly more rigid than the Swift, but it also has the back with the chev. But I do intend to put like a bag insert or organizer in there just to keep the shape. So I don't know how this will wear over time, but you can already kind of see that it is like a bit squishy. So just because it's a very soft leather, so I for any of these bags, even if it's Togo, you probably need to put a bag insert in there just to make sure it keeps its shape over time. Because the bigger the bag, the more you put in there and the more stress you put on it, right? True.
Yes. And yeah, we're at the 11-minute mark from 2 hours. So
okay.
going with
How
the
many
light,
likes
guys.
are there?
I'm checking. 71. Hard. I'm telling you, this is hard work. It's like you guys are just like really hard. You're like, nah, we're not giving it. Not giving it. No, not going to hit the button.
You guys have to give like so much appreciation to these girls, like they take time out of their day. They sometimes prepare slides, and doing this setup is like, not easy. You have to buy like a lot of equipment. You have to like plan for it. And so, this is a lot of good value add information for you, in considering very expensive purchases. So I really think everyone should like totally like and subscribe to them because it's so much work and you don't even realize it. And, the time that this is at, which is, between 12 to 2 is like, their primary lunchtime for Kat and evening time for Amy. And they're using like 2 hours of their time just for you. So at least give them a like, right?
I've got JoJo's chocolates here. I've been slowly devouring them. JoJo.
All right. So what do you think this is? Any guesses? I see any guesses on color and bag.
By the way,
Amanda thinks it's an
really
Evelyne, mini Evelyne. I saw someone else guessed it was a belt, but this is not the shape of a box of a belt because I have one. So it's not that for sure.
I was offered this, so.
Shoes?
I don't think she needs to be offered shoes, but good. Keep the guesses coming. Okay. A lot of people are saying TPM Evelyne, scarf.
Scarf. Oh, scarf.
Minnie Kelly. I saw Minnie Kelly right here. Minnie Kelly.
TPM. By the way, people, she is revealing this on very first time on any channel, not even on her own channel. You guys are getting like first dips.
Yeah. By the way, guys, you guys also don't forget to check out and to click on Clara's channel and subscribe to her as well.
Yeah.
In the description.
So there's 2 parts to this. And if some of you are familiar with their bags, let's open the small one first. I'm revealing the bag. Just kidding. The dust bag. So this is the strap. So some of you may already know which bag it is. The strap is in indigo. It's like a canvas strap with the lobster cloths. I still haven't removed the stickers. Does anybody already know what this is? There are probably people who know what it is.
Still coming in, mini pochette.
Mm-hmm.
Kelly Dance. I don't know what is this bag. Kelly Dance.
Oh, it's the little belt bag.
Oh.
I know because I watched Mel and Melbourne's unboxing. I think that was the first time I ever saw it.
I actually want this.
Is this one Etude finally?
Yeah, this one is the mini Evelyne in the Etude color. And you can see it has the contrast stitching and the perforated H. And it comes with a contrasting strap, canvas bag, like that. And it's not adjustable. So that's what it is. And so some of you are wondering the color difference between the two. I can show you this side by side now.
Oh,
Now you can see more of the brown. Yeah. But it's not that brown. It's more like beige.
Yeah, it's more beige, so
Yeah.
it's one shade more beige than a taupe.
Nice.
Yeah, so
congrats.
I was a bit shocked to get offered this. Maybe she felt bad that I had to do the 1.5 because like I went in to go get the running shoes that I had wanted before, and then she's like, "Oh, I have a mini Evelyne coming in. Do you want it?" And then I was like, "Yeah, yeah." And she was like talking about other stuff, and I was like, I was just like, "Yeah." That's all I could think about.
I want the mini. Actually, when I saw the mini Evelyne like years ago, I was thinking like, nah, I don't like it with the H perforated H. But that was, I think, in the bigger size. I think the size 20. I think it's like 28. There's a really weird number, like really big pouch that a lot of people were buying.
Yeah,
And
that
I
one's really big.
really big. Yeah, I saw it in Japan, and I almost got it, but when I tried it on my body, it's just way too large. Then they came out with the mini size, this size, and I'm like, I like.
This size is really cute, and it's like perfect. I'm sorry to say, I think it's the perfect pandemic bag.
Yeah, it's like, so this one was yeah, this is like cheaper than any bag at Chanel, right? So this is
I actually
probably
don't know
like
how
an
much it costs,
entry level bag, but I've heard it's like hard to get this one because it's
Right.
I guess because it's the more inexpensive. It's in a Clemence leather, this one. And you're supposed to wear it this way, but I think some people wear it the other way around with the age showing. Yeah.
I think it's good when you wear it this way. I mean, the original way, because especially if people don't know that it's an Hermès bag, then they wouldn't even consider robbing you or something. You know what I mean? It's more
Yeah, you could do it
safer.
like this. Or I've seen Oksana LV. She's like tied a twilly at the front to hide the age too. Yeah, she had a reveal on this too.
So
Yeah.
I want this.
So you guys get the preview on this channel. I don't know if I'll have time to do filming soon. So
Clara, how come you had to get this offered?
I've heard that this is also very hard to get. They never put them on display, and all the YouTubers that I've seen reveal this either were able to get it online if they were lucky, but everyone else seemed to have get it only after they've done some spending. So even though it's not a quota bag, because it's in such high demand, I think it's, again, like probably quite subjective on who they give these bags to. And again, it's also in a neutral color. And I haven't seen too many unboxings of this bag in a neutral color online. So I have a feeling it's harder to come by. And I'm seeing some people in the purse forum also say that, wondering if it's no longer in production. So maybe some people are just having a hard time finding this. Yeah. I could be wrong. If there are experts in the forum, they can talk about it. But it seems like the ones that have unboxed it do mention they've spent some money, like Oksana and a couple others.
Yeah. I feel like it also depends on where you get it. Because I feel like if you're in France, or especially even anywhere in Europe, maybe not anywhere, but like big cities in Europe, you would be maybe more readily be able to find them in store without having to be like quote unquote offered. But everywhere else in the world, we're just at the mercy of the supply from Paris, and and the demand is quite high everywhere, right? So
yeah, and she had to grab it as soon as she saw the shipment. So it wasn't even, oh, we have it at the back. She was like, oh, it looks like there is one coming in. And so she probably offered it to me, because I'm pretty sure if she didn't offer it to me, and someone else would take it, or it would be in the store. So I do think that even though it's not a quota bag, it's probably hard to get because of supply and demand.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm sure because it's a neutral color. Like if you didn't take it, it will. If I walked in after you, I'll be like, give it to me. So it will be, yeah. It's one of those bags that actually gets offered as well in a way. Um, Even in Singapore, we don't see many of them, and I know people who got them, but it's like, oh, I've got this bag for you. So they don't really display it because I think like what Amy said, it's so limited, and you just get one or two once in a while, and maybe not in the color that we want, right?
Mhm. Super cute. When are you gonna go back to Hermès? What's your next
Not
appointment?
for a little while, to be honest. I do have something on order, but it's not coming in until March. So I probably won't go in until maybe late January. Then I might, I don't know, pick up a plate or something. Or, maybe look at other stuff. Likely maybe if they have, I think their spring summer clothing are coming in around March, so I might have a look at that, because like t-shirts and shorts are a bit more practical for me here in Asia, so Hong Kong. So maybe after Chinese New Year or March, but I no longer have this huge stress of building my quota and waiting for things to come in. So I'm going to pace myself going forward. So I might drop in once a month, or every 6 to 8 weeks kind of thing, because I'm pretty sure she remembers me now, because we chatted a lot in the last couple of times. So, and yeah, and I think she remembered. I think I'm memorable enough for her that I don't need to be going in like every other week. So
You did your homework already. You're in the crowd now.
yes. So the fact that she offered this mini Evelyne to me means that she remembers me, and she thought of me. But after all, this business, right? So they're only going to offer it to people who are regular customers and really appreciate and are loyal to the brand. I think loyalty is a very big word for Hermes. Very big. Yeah.
Did she know that you wanted a mini Evelyn?
No, we talked about my lifestyle. So in between the chit chats, I would tell her the things I kind of do on weekends, what my hobbies are, how I use my bags, and the types of places I take my bags to. So, I don't have a very glamorous weekends. My husband is really into Sanrio and Hello Kitty, and when you go to those places, they tend to be not fancy places, so you need more under the radar type of bags to go there. So I think she realized that, and so I guess she offered it to me, knowing that it was good for my lifestyle, because even when she offered me the ready to wear, she tried to match it to my lifestyle. Yeah.
Oh, that's really nice, because it feels like she's really trying to cater to your needs, because I would hate to have someone who's more salesy and then you always have to refuse them because it's not really what you want.
Yeah, I think it's very personal and subjective, and it's the same for every brand. Like I have a really, really good essay at Chanel. If there's something she feels I won't wear, or if it's ugly on me, she'll just tell me, this, like, you won't wear this, or don't, it's not worth your money. So I appreciate essays like that too. Yeah.
Awesome. So excited for you.
I'm so broke, so yeah, probably won't be going to Hermes in a little while, but I'll probably go back for a lipstick if I need to, or a plate.
Well, congrats, Clara, and thank you so much for sharing with us all your new reveals and your precious experience and advice from what you went through. Well, we are at the 2-hour mark. Thank you all so much for being on this live stream. Don't forget to like this video. Go back to Kat's video last week and like it. And of course, next week, we're back on Kat's channel. It'll be at the same time on the same day. So yeah, we'll see you next week. Bye, guys.
Bye. Have a good weekend, everyone. Remember to like the video.
Oh, yeah. And happy Thanksgiving to everyone in the
Oh,
US.
yeah.
Yes, happy Thanksgiving.
Bye.
Bye.